Once, on a faraway planet known as Verta X, lived a curious scientist named Dr. Lyra. She spent her days studying the stars, scanning the skies for secrets that no one had ever uncovered. The planet was dark, its surface covered with glittering crystals that hummed with strange energy, but the most interesting thing was what lay beyond, an ancient spaceship, buried deep in the sand. It had been there for centuries, left behind by a forgotten civilization. One evening, as the sun set and the twin moons rose in the sky, Dr. Lyra was walking back to her research station. The soft winds blew, and the glowing crystals around her shimmered in the twilight. She stopped and looked up at the stars, as she always did, admiring their endless beauty. But that night, something was different. She noticed a shadow that wasn't hers. At first, she thought it was just the angle of the moons. But no, this shadow moved on its own, as if it had a life of its own. It twisted and stretched in strange ways that she could never have predicted. It didn't follow her footsteps. It moved ahead, as though it were trying to lead her somewhere. Dr. Lyra's heart raced. Her shadow had always been a silent companion, but this one had a purpose. The shadow slowly began to crawl toward the darkened path, leading deep into the mountains where the ancient spaceship lay hidden. Dr. Lyra hesitated. Was this a sign? Had the spaceship awakened? Was she being guided by something, or someone? With her heart pounding, she followed, unaware that she was stepping into a story that had been written in the stars long before her birth. The path ahead seemed to stretch on forever, winding through tall, glowing crystals that flickered like distant stars. The shadow moved faster, pulling Dr. Lyra along, as though it knew exactly where it wanted to go. Her feet followed without thinking, and despite the growing chill in the air, she couldn't shake the feeling that something ancient and powerful was watching her. The shadow led her to the edge of the mountains, where the remnants of the old spaceship lay buried beneath the sands. The ship was a massive thing, its surface covered in strange, glowing runes that pulsed in time with the distant stars above. The air around it felt thick, as though it held the weight of lost knowledge and forgotten stories. As Dr. Lyra approached the ship, the shadow began to flicker. It danced around her feet, moving in quick, jerky movements. Then, something strange happened. Her own shadow began to change. It no longer mirrored her, but instead twisted and grew, stretching up into the air. From the shadow came a voice, a whisper, soft and strange, as though it had traveled across the stars to reach her. The words were unintelligible, but the tone was unmistakable. It was a call, a plea for help. Dr. Lyra's heart pounded. Was this an alien speaking through her shadow? The very thought sent a shiver down her spine, but she couldn't turn back now. She had to find out what it meant. The shadow seemed to beckon her closer to the ship's entrance. And as she stepped forward, the ground beneath her feet began to tremble. The legend of the ship, long thought to be a myth, was coming to life before her eyes. As Dr. Lyra stepped closer to the ship's entrance, the tremors grew stronger. The ground beneath her feet hummed with energy, and the air was thick with a strange, buzzing sound. The once dormant ship now seemed alive, its ancient walls vibrating with a pulse that mirrored the heartbeat of the universe itself. The glowing runes on the ship's surface flared brighter, casting eerie shadows across the sand. The shadow at her feet danced wildly, twisting into shapes that no human could recognize. It stretched higher and higher, until it seemed to form a figure, a dark silhouette of a being she could not see. The whispering voice grew louder now, its words clear but still foreign, like fragments of a language spoken by the stars. "You have awakened me," the voice finally said, its tone filled with a mixture of sorrow and gratitude. "I am the last of my kind, trapped in the shadow of a dying world." Dr. Lyra's breath caught in her throat. She realized then, the shadow had not been following her, it had been reaching out, trying to communicate with her all along. She was standing on the edge of something ancient, something that had been lost for eons. The ship's entrance slowly opened, revealing a dark corridor leading deep into its heart. The walls inside were covered in more glowing runes, shifting and rearranging as if telling an unspoken story. The voice spoke again, its words now filled with urgency. "Come inside. You must learn the truth. The cosmos is in danger. We are all connected through the stars, and if you do not act, all will be lost." Without hesitation, Dr. Lyra stepped forward, guided by the now silent shadow that trailed behind her. The ship's walls hummed with energy as she ventured deeper, unaware of the cosmic secrets she was about to uncover. As she entered the ship, the door behind her slowly closed, leaving only the stars to witness the beginning of a new chapter in the ancient legend of the universe. And thus, the tale of the alien in the shadow would be passed on, whispered by those who traveled the stars, forever lingering in the vastness of space, waiting for the next soul brave enough to uncover its mysteries.